I'm Katie Barrett at the Wall Street Journal, and this week I took a look at a new product with an old idea that we've seen before. It is the Leap Motion Controller, and this is a device that plugs into the USB port of your computer, and it works with a Windows PC or a Mac. And what it does is essentially tracks your fingers or hand movements, like if you're using gestures, to create motions and functions on the computer. If this sounds familiar, you've seen it before in products like the Xbox Connect, where you stand or sit in a living room and use gestures with your hands. That works for video games or other TV functions, and it's smart there because you really don't want to get off your sofa, or you want to play a game and get more involved, like bowling, and actually make those movements. But in front of a computer, I found that this was a little bit of a strange pairing. I could see this in the future being something interesting, but as for now, it seems a little bit forced. For example, you could use this in place of a lot of gestures that you do with a touchpad or a mouse in order to skim through photos or browse the web or scroll through a web page or that sort of thing, and really control your operating system. But when you're sitting as close to your computer as you normally are, and you have a keyboard and mouse and touchpad in some cases sitting right in front of you, it seems a little bit strange to be using these gestures. In other cases, you really might be able to get some action out of this device. You might find it more satisfying. For example, I played some games. One was Drop Chord that I really liked, and I held up my two fingers and I was able to make a bar on the screen with these fingers. And I moved my fingers and this bar across and around the screen to hit different circles to get points. I then tried to avoid these red X's that would pop up on the screen, and that was pretty fun. But after about 10 minutes, my arms got tired just holding my hands in place. And this is a very precise device. It tracks your movements up to 1/100th of a millimeter, so it's extremely careful and specific. So you really need to be careful how you hold your hands and fingers in the air, which can get a little bit tiring. So as for now, this is a product that you can kind of see the potential for down the line if there was more thoughtful integration with your operating system, but I still think it's a tough sell to get people to give up their mouse or their keyboard when they're sitting right at their computer. For the Wall Street Journal, I'm Katie Barrett.